I thought I'd do a video today just bringing some light to a type of third generation Smith that's not really well known, the short slide variant. So in order to talk about that, I just wanted to first start off just describing the different sizes of typical third generation guns for reference. This is a 45 ACP line. So this is a 4506. So it has the full length grip, full length magazine, and the full length slide. So the next size up from that would be the mid-sized 4566, which has the same length grip as the full-sized. However, the slide is shorter, you can see. And then finally on the far end here, this is a 4513 compact, which you can see has a shorter grip and an even shorter slide. So the full size and the mid-size use the same size grip with just shorter slide on the mid-sized, and then the compact has both the shorter grip and the shorter slide. So you would think that most people would find something that met their needs within this spectrum of standard size pistols. However, some people out there, of course, wanted something different. And so what they were looking for was, well, they liked the compact slide, and they noticed that the top parts of the frame are the same as far as the dust covers go, but they said, well, why don't we move a compact slide onto a full-sized frame? And so some people did that. It requires a little bit of gunsmithing, but Smith & Wesson did actually produce that particular version of a short slide version in limited numbers. And so that's what I was going to talk about today. So let me move these off and pull guns in question over. Okay. So let's put these out here. Okay. So the most common of the short slide versions is this one. This is a 5903 short slide version, or SSV. Of course, it's 59, so it is a 9mm. It uses the same full-sized 15-round magazines that the 5906 does, and it has the same length grip. However, you can see that the slide length is short, so it barely clears the dust cover. So that's what makes it a short slide version, is the full-length grip with the compact-sized slide. These were made, the first run was made in 1990, and 1,500 of them were made. They made an additional 3,200 of them in 1991. So there's a total, supposedly, of 4,700 out there on the market. So this is the most common of the three that I'll talk about today. Features included this, this anodized, I want to call it almost tan colored finish, which does look very different than the finish on a standard 5903. It has a hooked trigger guard. It has a bobbed hammer. It has a decocker, which also acts as a safety. There's also a trigger or a magazine safety. It uses 3-dot white outline sights. And the slide stop is a bit unusual. At first, I wondered if it had been filed down when I got it, because it's a little bit short. So there's normally, on most other Smith & Wesson guns, there's third gens, there's going to be 4 steps down here. This one has only 2. And I wondered if this was somebody filing it down. However, I've seen a couple more on the market now that have this same thing. So I think that was something that was done at the factory to reduce the overall width of these for carry purposes, perhaps. It's not a performance center gun, okay? So it has the standard Smith & Wesson logo. The way you'll know what you're getting, besides these other features and the tan colored, is that it will say SSV, or short slide version, okay? It is a traditional double action, single action. So there's a long double action followed by fairly short reset and then a nice, very sweet single action. So again, 5903 SSV. The next one I'm going to show is the 5943 SSV, which was made the following year in 1991. So I suppose based on the success of this one, they decided to make more of these, and instead of the initial 1,500, they made 3,200 more. Whereas this one that they made in 1991 along with it the same year, they made 3,277 is what the catalog says. Now, the main difference is you can see there's no safety to cocker. So this is a double action only. It has the feature of being double action, but you don't get the second strike capability. In order to reset it, you go 1 click, 2 clicks, then you can pull it. So the double action on this is shorter than the double action on this. It's much nicer, but not having that second strike capability, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why they did that. It also has the wider slide stop. It has stock tritium night sights. Mine were dead when I got them. I sent them back to Trigicon, and they replaced the lamps. So now those are working again. Let's see, what other features? It has a curved backstrap as opposed to the straight backstrap of the 5903. It has a rounded off trigger guard rather than a hooked one. It has the same sized slide as the 5903. And it has the same kind of tan, grayish anodized finish. And it also has the SSV below the model number. And of course, still uses the same 15 round 5906 magazines. To be honest, I shoot this a little better than I shoot this one. Maybe it's because I shoot a lot of revolvers double action, but man, I just really love this one. So then the third one I was talking about, this is the rarest of the bunch. Very few of these were made. So these two, obviously 9 millimeters. This one, 45 ACP. Okay, so this one specifically is labeled pull it up here, see if that focuses, the 4596. Okay, which of course doesn't make any sense, right, based on third generation terminology. This was made in very limited quantities. So this one was made specifically for Lou Horton, and according to the catalog, only 382 of these were made in 1990. Features of this one include, of course, the full-length grip, which uses the standard 8-round 4506 magazines. It has a hooked trigger guard, of course, the shortened slide. It uses a decocker and a safety, and it is, of course, double action, single action, traditional double action, single action. Now the reset is excellent, and although, like these other ones, this is not a performance center gun, that trigger is amazing. So clearly they did some extra work on this for Lou Horton. It uses the full-sized 4-step slide release, and the Novak low mount 3-dot sights. This one is exquisitely accurate, really comfortable to shoot, really enjoy it. So these are the 3 known examples of short side variant third generation Smiths that I know of. It's possible that there's others, although I did page through the catalog to see if there was anything I was missing. I couldn't find any. I think they're excellent guns. I enjoy shooting them. I think they're rare enough to be special, but not so rare that you shouldn't shoot them. And I think that very few people know about these. This particular one, you know, as rare as it is, I got this one for about $1,000 off Gunbroker as the only bidder at an auction. A few years later, I saw another one for sale for about $1,000, also on Gunbroker. I told my friend about it. He also picked it up as the only bidder. And I suspect that the reason that we got away with such a low price on this is simply because so few people know about these. These ones, I've seen these going for anywhere, definitely less than this, probably around maybe $750 or so is what I've been seeing these going for. But again, I've only seen a handful of these. I think the 5903, I've seen 3 of them total, and the 5943, I think I've seen maybe 5. So hope you enjoyed the video. Happy hunting for Special Smith & Wessons.